Have you been searching everywhere across the internet for a secret plan to becoming fluent in 90 days? You're probably still searching, huh? In fact, that's even how you ended up here. So what's this plan and how is it different from what you found? Well, I'm going to show you a realistic plan to give you realistic results in 90 days. I call it the SOT plan. So let's get into it. So I wanted to disappear off the screen so that we can focus more so on the information that I'm trying to give you about this plan. The name of it is the SOT plan. It's something that I've created, but I've been utilizing it with my clients and with students for over 2 decades. Hoy aprenderás the secret to achieving proficiency. This is what we're going to learn. You're also going to learn how to develop your own personalized version of the SOT plan. I also have built in at the end of this video a frequently asked questions section for you. And if you utilize the Profe power tip that I'm going to give you at the end of this video, I have no doubt that you will be on the road to fluency quicker than you think. So what is the SOT plan? Essentially, it's a proven strategy you follow for 7 days a week, 1 hour a day, completing 3 daily activities for 3 months. We're talking 0 days off for 90 days. If you follow this plan to a T, I guarantee it will take you from 0 to some form of proficiency in Spanish. Also, you're at liberty to complete days 1 through 6 in any order you desire. In fact, I recommend you find what works for you and then make it happen. So first up, we've got day 1, which is listening and pronunciation. First thing on the menu is podcast for beginners. Remember, each activity is 20 minutes. I want you to go to your preferred listening platform for podcasts and type in beginner Spanish. This type of exercise is going to help train your ear and improve your listening comprehension. Don't go to another podcast after you listen to that first one. Just go back and listen to that one continuously for 20 minutes. Second up, we have pronunciation practice. I want you to use apps, websites, Speak Spanish Now on YouTube. Those are some of the things that you can utilize, and there's various apps, but I'm going to give you more information about that coming up in the power tip at the end. And then lastly, we have Song of the Day. Now, I know you're saying, hey man, this is 20 minutes. Right, of an activity. Well, I don't want you to find a 20-minute song. I want you to find a regular, slow-paced Spanish song in the beginning and then listen to it on repeat. Listen to it on repeat for that 20 minutes. The duration of listening to that over and over again is going to be something that we can utilize on day 7, and you'll see that as we get to it. Hey, if you're gaining value in what we're talking about right here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now so you can continue to get lessons in Spanish as well as pick up some tips and strategies that are going to make it easier for you to become proficient and fluent in Espanol. Okay, so let's jump back into it now. We're on dia número 2. We're talking about vocabulary Voyage. All right, remember each activity is 20 minutes each. First thing up, we have flashcards. I want you to use various apps like Anki, Quizlet, Kahoot, Blookit, any platform that you can think of that's interactive. If you are a more hands-on type person, consider purchasing some flashcards for yourself. I have a link in the description below on some of the ones that I like best. When it comes to figuring out whether you should do words or simple phrases, I personally would focus more so on simple phrases. That's going to help you get ahead that much faster by learning these phrases that you can implement and utilize quickly. Por ejemplo, quiero agua, tengo hambre, tengo sed, hace calor, hace frío. Second up, we've got thematic vocabulary lists. Each week, I want you to pick a theme. For example, kitchen items, family members, whatever it is. I want you to write down related words and then practice them. And then thirdly, we have interactive vocabulary games. You can utilize any online platform that will make vocabulary learning fun. Okay, so here we are on day 3. Day 3 is what we call the grammar grind. Grammar lesson up first. Cover 1 grammar topic, only 1 for this time frame of the 20 minutes. Secondly, we're going to apply that with some practice exercises. All right, you want to complete paper or book-based activities or even online exercises related to the grammar lesson that you studied. And then lastly, we have what we call interactive games, right? We want to focus on the grammar that we have been working on. You can find that on any online platform that I mentioned earlier. They also have grammar games built in as well. Hey, if you think this is valuable information and perhaps you know somebody that needs to see it, make sure you share this out with them so that they can also pick up some of this information and start learning how to speak Spanish now. You know, I like to think of this whole plan as a plan that's very equivalent to going to the gym and working out, right? In order for us to get better physically, you've got to put in the work day by day, right? And in a 90-day situation, you're definitely going to see a transformation. So let's keep going and see what else we have in store for you. Okay, so we're back with dia número cuatro, right? Speaking in conversation. First thing up is self-talk. As a beginner, start with simple concepts like describing your surroundings, activities, or plans in Espanol. Even if you're alone, the most important thing here is to gain the confidence and the repetition of speaking out loud in Spanish so that you become more comfortable when you're engaged in a conversation. Number two, we've got use special recognition tools, right? We have apps out there for you. There's AI platforms that you can use like ChatGPT, which can recognize and correct pronunciation. That's going to be extremely valuable down the road. And if you need to know how to use ChatGPT as a language component, I'm going to link the description to a video below so that you can check that out. Lastly, we have role play conversations. I want you to simulate a conversation either with yourself where you do part A and part B, or you work with somebody that you also know that is learning Spanish, or even somebody that knows Spanish, but you want to simulate a conversation. A thematic conversation actually helps because that's going to help propel you into being proficient as well as fluent down the road. By the way, if you have any questions about the days and what to do on those days, go ahead and leave a comment below so that I can assist you. Or if you're more of the person that, wants to be confidential, or you're a personable type person, go ahead and email me at info@speakspanishnow.tv and I'll get back to you. Doesn't matter to me either way. No me importa. All right, let's jump back into it. Okay, so we're back with dia número cinco, cultural immersion. I want you to watch a short video or clip in Spanish. The level up opportunity here is this. If you plan on traveling to a particular country, I want you to focus on short videos or clips from that particular country. That's going to help tune your ear and train it so that you are better understanding that particular dialect of Spanish. Second up, we've got read and summarize, a short article or blog post. That's all you need, all right? Remember, you have 20 minutes for this activity. It might take you the entire 20 minutes. That's okay. Read it and then summarize it. If you can do that, you're doing really well. Third up, this is one of my favorites. I'm a foodie, so cooking, okay? Try a simple recipe from a Spanish-speaking country. If you want to level up here, have that recipe in Espanol and see if you can follow it, or just utilize some of it and maybe have a dictionary or your laptop or your computer or your phone next to you so that you can go back and forth between English and Spanish if you need to. But getting accustomed to the food of that particular country is also going to be beneficial for this cultural immersion aspect of the SOT plan. Okay, so next up we have dia número seis, which is reading and writing. I want you to read a short story or article. The most important thing here is this. The article must be beginner friendly if you're starting from zero, right? If you need advice or you need some guidance on how to find a beginning friendly resource, I have a link in the description below. It's going to take you to Amazon where you can find Spanish readers for beginner levels. Second up, we want to write a summary or a diary entry. This will help process what you read and it helps you to practice your writing. I have done what we call the Language Olympics. I did this past summer, all right? And I'm going to show you an example of this momentarily. Okay, so what I did was the Language Olympics this past summer, and I utilized it with, and I'm trying to show my face as I look at it. I utilized the Language Olympics activity. This was a writing challenge that I did in Portuguese, and it was extremely helpful for me. So I implore you to try something similar to that. And you just want to have a different theme or topic that you write about each day. And of course, you need to utilize, a glossary or a dictionary or, some type of component that's going to help you get your words across. And if you're not writing completely in Spanish, it's perfectly okay. The biggest thing is you want to be able to see where you started out from on day 1 and where you end up on day 30. So Language Olympics, check something like that out. See if that could be beneficial for you. If you need to get prompts, things to write about, if you come to a roadblock, a writer's block or whatever, always check out something like ChatGPT, for example, where you can say, hey, give me 30 prompts to write about in Spanish for a beginner. And that's going to also assist you on the writing component of the SOT plan. This is also something that can assist you in the SOT plan as you move forward. Okay, so we're back with day 6 with the third activity, which is chat with fluent and native speakers. If you don't have a personal acquaintance, go ahead and hit your community. Go out into your community and just talk with random people that are Spanish speakers. That is definitely going to be beneficial as well. The next thing is you can hit platforms like Tandem, Busuu, or any meta platform that will also give you that opportunity to get with people that are Spanish speakers. And then if you just want to do some text chat in the beginning, Hello Talk, WhatsApp, those are some of the components or platforms that you can utilize that's going to help get you to that level of proficiency as we work towards striving to fluency. Okay, aquí estamos en día número 7. Here we are on day 7. We're talking about reviewing and relaxing, baby. R and R. I want you to review the week's vocabulary and grammar. Take 20 minutes out and go over everything that we accomplished and know it like the back of your hand. Número 2, we have watch a movie or a series. Now, some people are going to tell you, hey, man, won't you watch a Spanish-speaking movie? That's totally cool. If that's what you want to do, by all means do so. For me, as I started out, what I would do is I'd watch movies that I knew, like I knew my middle name. I watched that movie in Espanol. This is back when DVDs were popping, you know what I'm saying, before streaming activity. So I would just simply change it over into Spanish and I would watch that movie. No subtitles in English, nothing. Why? Because I already knew what was taking place and I knew what was being said. So I would start out, if I were you, with a movie that you know in your particular language and then utilize that first without any subtitles on the screen. And then you can matriculate into utilizing Spanish-speaking movies or a Spanish-speaking series. Número 3. This is what we all came for, baby. Spanish karaoke Sundays, okay? Remember, this is a 20-minute activity. You can utilize YouTube. You can utilize lyrics training. These are great platforms for you to do this activity. All you're going to do is pull up a song. Maybe it's the song from day 1, right? The slow-paced Spanish song that you picked in day 1. I want you to utilize that, but this time go into YouTube and type it in, and then you can even put con letras. Okay, and I'll put that on the screen for you. Con letras. And all that is with lyrics. And then basically you can pull up the song as it do your karaoke of the song. All we're doing is practicing what it is that we have put into place in day 1 through day 6. But before we land the plane, let's address some of the frequently asked questions that can arise from the information that I presented to you so far. Okay, so here's some popular questions that may arise about the SOT plan. So number 1, how is a SOT plan any different from anything else that people are pushing out here in these YouTube streets or across the internet? Well, number 1, it's free. For starters, it's an actual course of action, a game plan that can be used to help you propel yourself from proficiency to fluency if you just rinse and repeat. I've been utilizing this for over 2 decades. I stand by it. Secondly, it explicitly lays out what you need to do to progress on your language journey. This is part 1. There's multiple parts to the SOT plan, but part 1 is where we want to take you from 0 to proficient in Spanish. You know, I want you to think about it like this. You've got to crawl before you can walk, and you've got to walk before you can run. So if you think about it in that mindset, we're going from 0 to proficient and then proficient to fluent. These steps, I promise you, are going to help you out. So number 2, if I dedicated more than 1 hour a day, would it help me or hinder me? I'll tell you this, the more time you can invest, the better your results would be. So if you want to propel a little bit faster, put in more work, I guarantee it's going to get you to where you want to be that much quicker. Okay, aquí tenemos pregunta número 3. Here we have question number 3. Do I need any additional resources or materials for this plan? Most activities can be done in the SOT plan with free online resources, but having some purchased items or classes can be beneficial because it might help you propel to your goal that much faster. For example, I have the 8 strategies to become a better Spanish speaker, which is available now on Amazon as an ebook. You can pick that up. It's got 8 strategies along with 4 additional lessons in there, grammar lessons. So I'll leave the link in the description below so that you can check that out. Secondly, I'm going to be pre-selling the official SOT plan, which is going to go on sale for 50% off right now. If you click that link, the pre-sale is going on. It will last until Thanksgiving. So make sure you pick that up as well. Okay, aquí tenemos pregunta número 4. Question number 4. What if I miss a day or can't complete all of the activities? This is very important here because we know we have busy lives, right? And consistency is a key when we're trying to obtain this goal. If you miss a day, try to spread the 60 minutes out equally across the remainder of the week. Remember, the goal is continuous learning, aka muscle memory, brain repetition, okay? And that's going to give us our immersion concept as well, as long as you continue working throughout the week on the SOT plan. Okay, aquí tenemos la última pregunta. Here we have the last question. How do I measure my progress over the 90 days? Weekly assessments are going to be beneficial to you at this point, reassessing your SMART goals as it pertains to learning Spanish. If you don't have any SMART goals as it pertains to learning Spanish, I have a link to a video below where we actually covered that in one of our previous videos, so you can check that out. Lastly, feedback from conversations in Spanish with Spanish speakers. That's going to be crucial. Okay, that's going to help you with your pronunciation aspect of the SOT plan. You want to do any online Spanish quizzes that you can find, those free resources that you can Google if you need to, that pertain to the particular grammar exercises or the vocabulary exercises that you covered, those will be beneficial. If you purchase the SOT plan, I'll have those built in for you that will help you along the way on your language journey from 0 to proficient. Now, let me leave you with Perfect's power tip as we begin to land the plane. The tip is this: record yourself in the voice notes section of your phone each week. Why? You're going to be able to compare and contrast your progress from the previous week. So you're going to see how you are growing, right? And you're also going to pick up what is standing out as a glow. Always assess your grows and your glows so that you can get better each week. What I want you to understand is this: you cannot put a time limit on how fast you become fluent in Spanish. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Everybody's race is different. Everybody's going from 0 to proficient and then proficient to fluent. I want you to utilize these 2 videos right here, SMART goals, as well as ChatGPT and how you can utilize it to learn Spanish. And that's going to help you propel and excel that much faster in becoming proficient in Español. Soy Profe Don Omar. Nos vemos.